Welcome to Duly Nerded eSports. I'm Chris.
What's up? I'm Nate.
And today we bring you our first episode of our League of Legends LCS coverage. We're super passionate about it. We both play, we watch it, we do fantasy, big fans.
Fantasy champion.
Second place champion. So you know you got the right guys coming to talk to you about this today. Top 2 in the league out of 8. So anyways, we're bringing you our first episode. We want to talk about playoffs. It's coming up tomorrow. There's a lot of action coming up. So, lots of matches. 2 matches tomorrow, in fact, that we're going to be checking out.
For EU and NA.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got, I guess 2 matches tomorrow. 1 EU, 1 NA, and then 1 EU, NA on Sunday. So for tomorrow's games, if we look at EU, we're looking at the newly reformed Giants Gaming versus Unicorns of Love. So we've got Knight coming in for Giants. We've got Sonstar going against one of the fan favorites, Unicorns of Love. What are your thoughts on what this match is going to look like?
This match, it's really interesting. You look at Unicorns' past successes and you look at Giants' past failures, and they've almost kind of rotated, changed spots.
I could see that, yeah.
We've had some great success with Knight coming in as a rookie for the mid lane at Giants, and of course Sonstar, he's doing some great work for him as well.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome.
Great job. Whereas Unicorns had a lot of roster changes. Really, we have Chachi in the top, Vivis Chachi up in the top lane, and a lot of changes other than that.
They've got rookie mid. They've got a rookie ADC. They had some jungle changes. It was Rudy for a little bit. So they've got a whole new roster, but they've got some veteran players too.
Yeah. So, when it comes to it, I like Hylissang. I like Chachi. Giants, we have seen the success in the mid lane, and their rookie's done a really great job. But for me, I think it really comes down to playoff time. It's a whole new feeling. You're going into a best-of-5 series. And I feel like the edge still goes to Unicorns. They've had a rough season. It's been a little rough kind of all around. Giants has made a huge comeback on the brink of relegation. But I do have to give the edge to Unicorns. Not a lot. I don't expect a lot of people to give that edge to Unicorns, but I feel like because of their past, what they've done, especially with Chachi, Hylissang, they know what they're doing. I'm going to give it to Unicorns in a 3-2.
I see where you're coming from with the kind of having a couple more of those veteran players and trying to piggyback on those guys to carry you through. I kind of believe in the momentum that Giants has right now. So we've got these 2 new rookies. Giants replaced Pepinero with Knight, which a lot of Giants fans were sad to see Pepinero go, but I think Knight was a huge upgrade.
Definitely.
Sonstar really doing a great job in the bot lane. Honestly, yeah. I feel like the momentum that they've had this split is going to continue. I think they're going to beat Unicorns of Love. And I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be 3-2. I think it'll go 5 games. I think it'll be 3-2 Giants.
Yeah, so either way, we're definitely looking at that to be a close matchup. It's going to be really good to watch. So that's one of our first games coming up tomorrow. And then we also have for NA, one I'm really excited about. We have Cloud9 versus Envy.
Yeah, Chris is a big Cloud9 fan. So this is a big one for him.
Yes.
I think we can both agree that this one's going to be pretty one-sided.
Yeah.
I think Envy started the split looking pretty strong. They, with Laud was carrying a lot of those games, and they looked like a really good team. But if we look at the back half of the season, I think that they went like 1-7, 2-8, something like that.
It was rough.
On the second half of the split. So kind of going back to the momentum thing, I think they're kind of on a downward spiral. And C9 is C9, right? They're on the up and up. Great team. I think 3-0.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go Cloud9, 3-0. Jensen in the mid. He's a god. He's great. Sneaky at bot. Again, tearing it up. Meteos has really stepped it up. We have great communication between Meteos and Jensen. I see everything, all cylinders firing for Cloud9 on this. I don't think Envy has a chance. I say 3.
I think my only question mark on C9 is still their support.
Yeah.
I think, going Smoothie, Bunny Fufu, they're trading back off game after game. I necessarily don't know that I'm a big fan of either of them. Who am I to say, right? I'm just a gold player, but I think they might find somebody better in the off season.
Yeah.
But the rest of that squad, you've got a world champion top laner in Impact, Jensen, sneaky, always consistent. And Meteos, I think, is a better fit than Rush. Not to take anything away from Rush, great player, but
yeah, Rush was a great player. Meteos, the communication and I think the comfortability is much more there right now. So I think that was a great change. Of course, we have High and Balls and some of the guys going down to the C9 Challenger team. So there's a little bit of mixed up, but I feel like they're firing on all cylinders. I agree, support were a little shaky, but I think that we will see that kind of transition as we move past Worlds. But I think Cloud9 takes Envy, no chance.
And you can't even argue with C9 in playoffs.
Yeah.
A Cloud9 playoff team, historically, is so much different than a Cloud9 season team. And their season team was good. But their playoff teams, I mean, when they went through the gauntlet last time, I mean...
It was awesome.
They're insane. They're really good at best of fives.
They are.
I think this one's just going to be a best of 3. So
yeah,
that's that.
And then coming up on Sunday, we have two, I think, really, really good matches coming up.
Totally
we're going to look at. I want to look at NA first because I think we have a much more exciting matchup in EU. So I want to talk about that a little more. So starting out at NA, we're looking at Team Liquid versus CLG. What are your thoughts on this one, Nate?
I think this is a pretty hard one to call. I really like CLG in best of fives, just kind of like how I like Cloud9. I think the veteran players on that team, looking at Afromu, looking at Xmithy, looking at Darshan, I think those guys bring a lot to a longer series and maintain their composure a little bit better. I think Stixay is an awesome AD carry. I think that he's a little bit more of a question on, is he going to go off? Is he not going to go off? I think it's as simple as that. I think that's going to be the determining factor on if CLG is going to win. I'm actually going to give it to Team Liquid.
Okay.
I think Fabi is playing well. I think he's a good replacement for Piglet. I think the world of Piglet, but I think Fabi's a little bit of a better fit. I think Dardoch is playing great. I think his aggressive play style is going to give them the edge that they need to win this one 3-2.
So for me, I actually am going to lean towards CLG. I do agree with Nate. CLG has that presence when it comes to best of fives. They have some great veterans. Afromu, especially with the shot calling coming in, I think they're going to do a great job. I believe a little more in CLG's ability to play at a macro level than Team Liquid. Team Liquid's kind of gone through some shakeups. There's been some issues. Of course, Piglet stepping down, going back to Korea. I think there's a lot of changes, and stepping into a best of five, I feel like the macro play for CLG is at a much better level right now, and I think that's going to be what it comes down to. Both really good teams.
Phoenix is going to go off.
Yeah, Phoenix is. I think Phoenix is great. It'll be interesting to see. Phoenix is going to do a great job in the mid lane, but I see Stixay and Afromu blowing up. I think there's going to be a big focus with the jungle bringing that bot lane in and knowing that's where they can really win this one. I'm not sure what I think about the Huhi matchup. I think he's a little bit weaker than Phoenix in the mid lane, so I think it's going to come down to CLG really putting a lot of focus on that bot lane so that when they get into team fights, Stixay can just blow things up.
And we've seen Stixay go crazy too. Some of those games at MSI and last split, I mean, when Stixay goes off, man, he's insane. So we'll see. That's a close match. It can go either way.
Yeah, I think it'll be great. And I think the match that both of us are probably most excited for coming up is going to be H2K Fnatic.
Definitely.
So you asked me, you look at Fnatic at the beginning of the season, and if you looked at both teams at the beginning of the season, I say Fnatic hands down. They started off really strong. They looked great. H2K really, really struggled. Looking at the last week, even the last couple weeks, though, especially with the addition of Forgiven coming in to replace Freeze because of the injury, H2K blew up that last week. Fanatics, it was crazy.
It was night and day.
It was.
I mean, and you look at this matchup, right? And I believe, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the playoffs are going to be on the new patch where the first tower to go down is going to give you kind of that first tower blood where you get the extra team gold.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see as much lane swaps because people can't afford to do that. You can't. Bottom lane tower loses that defense buff earlier than the top lane tower, and so it's going to go down faster. So the team that goes bottom is going to get all that extra gold. So it's going to prevent those lane swaps from happening, which is going to put Forgiven against Reckless. And I mean, if you look historically at playing against Forgiven, he's a very farm centric character, but he's very tough to lane against. He's very very good at getting ahead. From a gold standpoint, and gold's the name of the game. So, not to take anything away from Reckless, great player. Yellow Star, legend, right?
Agreed.
Both are great. But I think with Forgiven in the bot lane and having to do that 2v2 bot lane, I think that's going to be a small victory for H2K. But I think the biggest factor in this game and the most exciting thing that's going to be to watch is going to be the jungle matchup.
I agree. Yeah.
I hope League has been doing separate streams lately where they're looking specifically at one lane and you can watch a separate stream. So I hope they do that for this jungle stream.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because it's going to be Yankos and Spirit, and I think the team that wins is going to have the team with the jungler that sets them up most for success. I think I'm going to give it to H2K. I think Yankos' aggressive playstyle, getting the first bloods, putting his team ahead, I think is going to give them what they need to win some of these games. I think it's going to be really close, but I think it's going to be 3-2 H2K.
Yeah, when I look at this matchup, I look at the bot lane. I'm a big fan of Reckless and Yellowstar, always have been, but I think that H2K definitely has the edge in that bot lane for getting that farm. I think he's going to out-farm Reckless early on. It's going to get up on an item, and I think that's going to be huge for that bot lane. Looking at the top lane, Kiki's has not really shown any consistency yet for Fnatic. So whereas Odoamne he's got a great historical presence of being strong in the top lane. He blew up in that last week as well. I think the edge they all did. Yeah, I think the edge definitely goes to H2K there. Looking at the mid lane, I do think Febivin does have the edge over Ryu. So I think that'll be there. But again, it comes down to the jungle and what the jungler is able to do for their team. And I really do see Yankos. He sets up that first blood. He gets the first blood most of the time. Sets his team up to be in a great situation. And I think that jungle edge is really what brings H2K in. I'm going to give it to H2K in a 3-2, though. I think it's going to be very close. I think it's going to be bloody. I think it goes all the way to 5 games, but I'm definitely going to give it to H2K in 3-2.
Okay, so we agree there. So let's see. We disagree on the Giants Unicorns game.
Yep.
We disagree on... Oh, no, we agree on the Cloud9 Envy game.
Oh, yeah. That's Cloud9 all the way.
No question.
Yep.
Man, what if we're wrong on that?
That's good. Oh, I'm going to cry.
We disagree on the CLG Team Liquid game, and then we agree on the H2K.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I definitely think there's a lot of great things coming up, a lot of great games this weekend. Hit us up on Facebook or Twitter if you guys want to let us know what you think about the games coming up. Again, I think we're in for a lot of fun games this weekend.
Be a great series, and let us know what you think about the games coming up. If you watch them, if you have any thoughts before they start. This is a new channel too. I mean, it's something that we're really passionate about, so it's something that we like to talk about. So if there's anything that you want to see discussed, anything you're interested in knowing, let us know. Because we're happy to talk about it. Happy to look for content to talk about. We could almost talk about it all day. So let us know.
Awesome. Well, we're really excited for these games. I hope you guys enjoyed our first episode covering League of Legends LCS, and we'll see you next week.
Later.